Hello again. So today's video is going to be a little bit more of a rant. I saw something that I just had to talk about. I get the feeling that at the very least, I've mentioned this before. But I couldn't find that I had done a video specifically on this. So, whew, gosh, I feel a little stressed already, and so this is going to be rough. So I saw somebody mentioning the general idea that people with disabilities, people who are on disability, are just lazy and don't want to work, and that brought back a lot of feelings from well, it's something that's often said about people with ME because it's called chronic fatigue syndrome, and that just gives the wrong impression because then it sounds just like, oh, you're tired all the time, everybody's tired. And I'll probably do a separate rant on that another time. And so it's really gained this cultural stigma that it's laziness. It's an excuse not to work. And that's really not the case at all. Like, I've seen clips of stand-up comedians making that joke. It's not funny. And I've even run into that personally, where I was just talking online with random people, and someone asked what I do for work, and I said, oh, I can't work. And they asked why not, and I said I have chronic fatigue syndrome, and he says, oh, I thought that was just like being lazy or something. I said, no, it's not. It's a very physical thing. My immune system's all messed up. It's an autoimmune disorder, and I feel miserable. It's not that I'm lazy, because I'm not. Like, yeah, I mean, there were times when I was healthy when I would procrastinate. I'm definitely a procrastinator, but I have never been lazy. I always believed in working hard and contributing to society, and I really, yeah, I feel like I really grew up with this idea of like almost a puritanical work ethic, if you know what I mean. And quite often, being unable to work, I feel kind of worthless. And now that I can't hardly even take care of myself anymore, that's even more so. I feel like a leech, because I feel like I have almost nothing left to give back. And I wish I could work. I have worked crappy jobs because I had to have a job. I Uh, for 2 years, even I got up at 3:30 every morning, drove 45 minutes to get to work. I worked at an airport, which meant I had to go through airport security every morning. We didn't get a pass. I had to go through security every day. And there were days I got randomly selected for further screening. And sometimes that meant I got frisked. If I were just trying to avoid work, if I didn't want to work, I would have quit that job after the first time I got a full body pat down. But no, I got that multiple times, and I kept working. And it wasn't like I was making huge money either. I was making maybe a couple dollars over minimum wage. I don't remember anymore how much I made, but it wasn't like this amazing job that was worth it. No, I had a student loan to pay off, and a car loan, and but I couldn't even afford to live on my own because of all my bills and how little I was making, but I still did it every day. That's life. That's what you do. So no, I am definitely not lazy. I am not trying to avoid work. And the other people I know who have ME, they're the same way. Like my mom. My mom is she was a college math professor whenever she was able to get work as one. But my dad moved around a lot, so sometimes she ended up working crappy jobs too. Especially towards the end there, it seemed like she also worked at the airport for a little while, and then she ended up working at this little health food store for a little while. And I mean, she's a brilliant woman, but you have to work to pay the bills. And she worked probably longer than she probably should have, after she started feeling sick. She kept going to work for a while, and did until she just couldn't anymore. And she's trying to get on disability right now, and the process is so difficult that she might just end up going on Social Security early because she is nearing retirement age. I have a friend who she has worked as both as a substitute teacher. She can also teach Spanish, and but she not only has ME, she has like a lot of crazy disorders that I have never heard of before that have her. She's a huge mess, and but she's married and has two kids, and she her husband works so hard, and I know she wishes she could too, because they're barely getting by. And she's trying to get on disability, and it could be years before she gets approved, and that's really common. And what are you supposed to do in the meantime? Like, especially in the States with how medical bills are, and with how um, how ME isn't really recognized very often, and there's no good treatment yet. You end up going to like alternative medicine stuff that your insurance won't cover, things like that. My mom has been going to a doctor for different kinds of treatments, and she's going to have to cut back on trying different things to get some sort of relief because they just can't, my parents just can't afford it anymore. I'm trying to go on disability here just because what my husband brings in isn't quite enough, so we often rely on the generosity of loved ones. So yeah, this is a problem, and I can't get on disability without a diagnosis. I went to a GP and he said, "Oh, ME isn't an official diagnosis." So I'm already stuck. So it's not like we're lazy and sitting on our butts getting government assistance instead of working. We are too sick to work, and we're getting no help. It really, really sucks. So, yeah, it's frustrating, it's upsetting, it's insulting, and if you ever hear, somebody making that joke, just, you have my permission to smack them upside the head for me. Maybe not literally, I'm not condoning violence, but give them a good verbal slapping, you know? Tell them off, because that's not right. That's not cool. We're not lazy. Yeah, so anyway, take care, everybody. Bye.